and the MIC Stadium here in Kasarani. And of course, the big giants, KCB, Prisons, Pipeline have all laid the marker as they eye the title, of course, that is being held by KCB Volleyball Women Team. Stanley, this is your beat. I'll start with you. Maybe your prognosis on the quarters matches played and how probably do you see this turn out? Because KCB are the holders when it comes to the women, but yes, we are seeing the usual suspects, Pipeline, Prisons, they're all through to the semis.
First of all, allow me to say that it's a good format from the Kenya Volleyball Federation, because they have moved from the usual playoffs where we've seen Kenya Pipeline, KCB, the usual suspects, the giants, just clash at the end of the regular season. But this time around, the Kenya Volleyball Federation, they have organized they reorganized the format to start with the playoffs, where the top 8 finishers, teams from both genders, I mean from women and men, they are clashing from quarterfinals, where they play in a home and away basis. Then, if there's no winner after the two matches, home and away, then there's what we call the decider. Like, for instance, Trailblazers and the Kenya Ports Authority, they played 2 matches, but there was no decider because first KPA won and Trailblazers won. So today there's that decider, and this is it's spicing up the league, because we've seen the playoffs being played in just one weekend. Mm-hmm. But now, this weekend was only quarterfinals. Next weekend, we'll have semi-finals. And the following weekend, we'll have finals. So it's making commercial sense and even a sporting sense, because Kenya Volleyball Federation is operating without any sponsor. And because of that, it happens because, for instance, during the league, the regular season, they play more matches in just one weekend. And the rest of the weekends, no matches. So I believe that they will spread the regular season every weekend, week in, week out. We experience volleyball extravaganza, because that will will spice up the league and will attract potential sponsors. But for the playoffs, they are tough, because we've seen some teams run close to the giants like GSU. Mm-hmm. They have been beaten for the first time. We've seen teams like Equity winning, Nairobi Prisons. These are the teams we have not been seeing. So because
from things stand, how do you see this turning out? Whom do you think will go into the finale? Of
course, eventually, the usual suspects have qualified to the semis. Mm-hmm. And probably they will proceed to the final. Because in the semis, we have 4 teams. So traditionally, there have been 4 teams qualifying to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So, but starting from the quarterfinals, we've seen teams we have not been seeing, at least play. So it's a good one.
It's here, probably, there's an issue here probably which hasn't been brought out strongly. But even as we head to the semis and finale, there is some tension within the volleyball realm. You saw what Bitok said a couple of days ago regarding space with the senior team. And of course, this coming at a time the Volleyball Federation have said, we don't want that support from FIVB. Probably in the long run, how is this going to affect our volleyball, even as we look towards new champions?
Stanley has really put it in the best words possible, that one of the reasons we have not been getting sponsors for the league is that it's not spread across. So you have some action within some weekend and then it's done. You wait for a longer time. No sponsor wants to be seen only one weekend and then you wait for many weekends. Mm. So we're suffering locally as far as the sponsorship is concerned. Now, I fault my good friend CBD Nyaberi for one thing, that when he was making demands to the FIVB regarding how they're supposed to be, partnering, because essentially he was asking a question I've always asked before, that why does FIVB insist that when you Malkia strikers qualify for major tournaments, like the Olympics, or maybe like the World Cup, that we bring you some coaches from outside, like maybe, say, Brazil, like 5 of them, they come be with the team for that tournament, after that, they are gone. They don't come. They don't pour that money here to improve the game locally. Like, for example, have extra courts. You understand? So his point was valid, but how he chased his target was wrong, because you don't want to annoy the hand that feeds you, quote unquote, and you let them go,
and
because
there's
another federation. So I thought that he should have been more diplomatic to tell them, look, we want you to come home, help us develop the game here. Let's have more of our coaching in the technical bench, you see, so that you don't just rely on you. Show us how to fish instead of just giving us the fish. Absolutely. But the radical approach is what I have a problem with now. I don't know, you mentioned about Bitok. I don't know where this one leaves the relationship of Bitok and his boss, because you realize the arrangement that was that led to the appointment of Bitok as assistant coach, and also he's the KVF deputy president, but again assistant coach. But I think that arrangement, Swila, must have been discussed somewhere. But so the moment you come out and you make a U-turn and you tell your boss no, this offer I don't want it. Actually, it leaves some jitter somewhere, right?
Basically, that boils down to conflict of interest.
Yes.
I can't be sitting one hand in the federation making administrative decisions.
Absolutely.
At the same time, I'm in the technical bench electing players to travel for side.
And that's why I'm saying that, you see, they rose to the leadership as a team. But if I remind you during the elections how it was happening. In fact, he was elected when he was in Cameroon with Malkia Strikers. And when you come and tell the chair that you want to go to the Olympics, you want even to take a role that is not ordinarily yours, I'm not doing that. You have challenged him, and that's why I'm saying that it doesn't leave them in a very good position to work together.
Yeah. Chitera, real quick, the aspect of facilities. These matches are ongoing at Nyayo, at Kasarani, the indoor arenas, which are not really up to scratch. And club after club have raised this. Probably apart from Prisons and Pipeline, because again of the corporate tag, they could afford to have some semblance of an indoor arena. But even as we prepare our girls, because time and again Malkia qualify for the Olympics, they don't make an impression, and the issue of facility has been there time and again.
Boils down to the Ministry of Sports. Let's see what will come of Talanta Sports Center, and that should be the overview of every project that is put up. At Bungoma Stadium, I thought that should have been applied, so that you don't just build a stadium for Madaraka Day, and then after that it can serve for football some few days before it gets worn out. I think the best idea, because when I was growing up in Isli, we used to have social halls. These social halls played that role of facilities that
and nurturing.
Yeah, that a social
no longer exists.
That a social hall could be converted to a basketball pitch, a volleyball court, boxing ring. But now they have been taken over by politicians, and that is the social aspect that is lacking in our country. That when I'm elected as a leader, my first priority is to see what facility, public facility is available, so that I can grab it and put up a flat that will add. So these are the things that we are talking about. When you are elected as a leader, you need to nurture talent. And I'm happy, as Mutinda says, that this formation is bringing up competition. And through that, we are able to get talent, unlike when we would have a one-day event and it's off.
And then just to add on what Shitera is saying, I think there's a time that the match was stopped because of the leakage from the roof, because of course the Magic in Gear volleyball cannot be played. So again, goes back to
just these playoffs actually.
Yes, yeah, that's this week. Sure. Yes, what are we doing about this? And then let me just talk about a little bit about sponsorship. When you have a tournament that is coming up, you as the federation, you are the organizers of the tournament. You have to start looking out of strategies on how to sell this tournament to people outside there. Not that nimekaa hapa nasema mimi hata government hainisaidii, sina sponsorship. You have to write proposals on how to sponsor these tournaments outside there. They have to have a marketing team that needs to do it, to go out and do it and market their tournaments. So let us not look everything about the government and everything we're not being paid. Go out and sell your ideas to corporates, to the companies outside there.
Go out there and look for corporate sponsorship. Zita says that's to the